Hey everybody, it's Jen Obermeyer. This is a totally unplanned Facebook Live. I'm in the PO studio with Jen and Lainey group on Facebook. So if you're in our group, you are a professional organizer or you're thinking about being one. And we used to do live chats in this group every single week up until last summer. So you may have originally found me on YouTube, or maybe you were an original member of this group and you remember when we used to do these videos all the time. And today you're like, now Jen's in my newsfeed again, and she's been gone for a long time. Where the hell has she been? Well, Lainey and I now do chats every week in the Inspired Organizer group, so we've been hanging out over there. It's not because I ran out of stuff to talk about, trust me. So anyway, I literally woke up this morning and I was like, I haven't been live in the big group in a really long time, and I think I miss it. And I think I want to go over there and chat and say hello and give you guys a few like spring cleaning tips for your business. That was kind of impromptu way of putting that. Hey Naomi, hey Sierra, thank you guys for joining me. So a bunch of new people are in the group, and I do read all the posts. I don't have a chance to reply to everybody, but I do see all the things that you guys get stuck on and hung up on, and so that kind of inspired me today to talk about back to basics. Here's where I feel like we need our fancy music. Back to basics. Okay, if you guys have never gone on to the Pro Organizer Studio website and you only hang out in this group, also, that's awesome. I just want to let you know that we have a lot of free stuff. In fact, we have so much free stuff. I feel like maybe people kind of get hung up on that sometimes, or get caught up and they feel like, oh, I need to go back and watch every video, or go back and see all the past Facebook Lives. You don't have to do that. But I do want you to know that we have something that's going to really simplify your business journey, at least when you're getting started. And it's on our website. I posted the link at the top of this chat, but in case you are watching this on the replay, you don't see that, you can't click it, you're just listening in your car, go to proorganizerstudio.com/free-course. Or you can go to proorganizerstudio.com/courses, and you'll see 1, 2, and 3. Okay, number 1 is a free course. And also kind of a backstory. Why is it even called a course when you literally just go to the website and then you download it and it's just one PDF? Well, because when I originally started it, it was an actual email course that you get one email a day for like 7 days. But then after a while, I just thought, everybody was writing me in my email, and they said, oh, can I go ahead and get the next few days because I just want to binge on the whole thing all at once? So I was like, okay, sure, why not? So I combined it all into one PDF. I just call it the free course to starting your business, start your business guidebook with Pro Organizer Studio. So if you guys haven't seen that in a while, if you've done it, if you've read it, but you haven't seen it in a while, and maybe you're starting to feel overwhelmed about the many things that you feel that you need to do to get your business off the ground, and you might be kind of getting frozen into not taking action or asking a million people for their feedback on every little decision that you need to make just to get things rolling, this is probably the time that you need to go back to that free course, because it is so simple. It is so simple. It seems so simple or so easy for me to say that, but the core things that you need to do to get started are really basic. And in the free course, I think I even maybe complicated it too much. So I've been contemplating lately going back and editing that free course, back down into something that is way more minimal. And I'm thinking about putting it back into that email format where you get one chapter per day for a week. So if you really want to go back and read what I have there for you right now, it's like a mini ebook. It's just in a PDF. Go onto proorganizerstudio.com. In the menu, you can get to courses, or you can just go to the direct link at the top of this chat for free course. And you can get in there. Okay, Sierra said, there is so much, sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around everything. And Sierra is actually one of my Inspired Organizer students, and I know that it's true even for them, that sometimes your brain gets way ahead of where you are able to actually work and focus. So it's helpful sometimes, even for people who are a little bit more advanced in the business, to go back to the basics. So the basics I want to talk about today are 3 things that I mentioned in the free course, and then in the free course, I give you a few other like insights of things that I would have maybe done differently if I was starting all over again. So go check that out. Again, like I said, because I'm going to be editing it soon, and I'm going to make it more like it's going to be, you get one little chunk of it per day. You can't just binge on it all at once. So it's kind of like your opportunity to go check it out. But those 3 things I said, okay, you really only need 3 things to get started. Just to get started. And I'm talking literally about just getting your first client. I see in this group every single day, I see the things that you guys post about and worry about, stress about, ask questions about, and trust me, I completely get it, because I feel like I really, really understand you guys, because we all sort of have that perfectionistic mindset. We like really want to get things right the very first time. We want to be super professional with like everything that we do. But the reality is, and this is what I've been talking about like since day one, is I've been teaching people how to start this as a side business, because you do not have to go and jump headfirst all into the deep end just to get started. Okay, I really recommend getting started while it is still a side business, rather than, you know, being stuck in like desperation mode and like trying to do a website and trying to get a client and trying to still manage your personal life. It is really freaking overwhelming, and I don't ever want you guys to like feel like that, like you're in over your head. So when I created the free course, I was really talking about what are the basic things that you should do to get your very first client. And I'm talking about your first paying client, not just your friend or your family member who's willing to even pay you to work in their home. I'm talking about how do you find that first person who is a stranger to you and they become your paid client. Okay, so here's those 3 things. Number 1, you just need to know your own story. And by that, I mean, why do you even want to do this? Because if when you talk to people about your business, I'm not saying there is not getting around talking to real people about your business. And you do not have to be an extrovert to be a really good professional organizer. I got so many examples of people who are killing it, who don't consider themselves extroverts. But even if you're an introvert, you're going to be talking to someone one-on-one about your business at some point. I am way more comfortable talking to somebody one-on-one than 2,000 people on Facebook Live all at once. Trust me, I am actually kind of nervous right now, because the last time I did Facebook Live, our group was not this big. Okay, so but when you talk to somebody one-on-one, you just need to have a genuine sense of enthusiasm about why you're starting your business. You do not have to have a full and complete explanation of all of your qualifications, all of your past experience. You know, you don't have to tell somebody, this is my full-time job, this is the only thing I make money from, I've really proved myself. You don't have to hide the fact that it's a side business. You can even just say, I am just getting started, and I am, working in an unrelated field right now. You could say that if you want to, or not. You can leave that out. But you can say, I've even just discovered that professional organizing is a thing, so this has become my obsession, and I really want to get this off the ground, and so I'm working with clients on nights and weekends. As long as you have a story that makes sense and genuinely conveys like your enthusiasm, any other details that you want to add are completely like icing on the cake, right? Like you could say, I was a teacher for 10 years. I learned all kinds of skills there that I really want to work with people in their homes to better their lives. Like you can make that transition. You can talk about being a nurse or working in the healthcare field. You can talk about being a stay-at-home parent. You don't have to have like this jazzy sounding story, and you certainly don't have to feel like there's a certain prerequisite for launching your business. It's literally, I know this is partially like the scary thing for people who are like really perfectionistic, is they really want to get it right. But the thing about being an entrepreneur is you got to move fast, and you got to take risks, and you got to be okay with things not being ideal. So I'm going to use that term like a few times in this chat, because I think we all have to like refocus on the fact that moving forward when things are not yet ideal is still okay. Okay, so the first thing I said was you need to have your story. You just need to be able to tell your story. If you can convey the fact that you love what you do, and you can portray the fact that you are the kind of person that like has your ish together, people would generally be like, oh my God, like I would love to get this girl in and have her help me in my office or whatever, because she clearly is motivated and knows what she's doing. They get that feeling without even seeing like you in in your work. That's totally fine. So whether you were talking to a friend about it or somebody in the professional field, like you are, you get the chance to meet with a realtor, or you're just kind of like, doing some general networking, like just being able to like you do not have to feel like you have to have a formal background, like elevator speech, like just being able to talk about it and say, I'm really excited about moving in this new direction. People don't care. People don't want to hear the whole story. It's totally fine. All right, so the next thing that you need is you need to, and I said this in the free course, and I'm even going to like go back and simplify this. I said you need to have a website. I said it can be a simple website that you do yourself. I said it can be a free website. All those things are still true. I still think that people are getting way too hung up on the logo, the website. Of course, like you want it to all be functional and you want it to look great and sound great and for there not to be spelling errors. But I think that I see a lot of people spending way too much time on that step rather than just moving forward. Like it can be okay for it to be really, really simple and not feel like, okay, this is the ideal situation and I'm ready to officially launch. Like just have it ready and just put it out there. Okay. All right. So again, we're talking about just getting your first couple of clients. We're not talking about launching to the world. Okay. So then the third thing is, and this is literally it, and you're going to have to continue to do this third thing as long as you are in business, whether you only do this for a few months or you end up doing this for the next 10 years. You have to have a way to get the word out. That's marketing. So there's multiple ways of doing that. The easiest way is to actually talk to people, like I just said, in your everyday life. Lots of people that want to help you in your everyday life move to like where you want to be. Lots of people that can connect you to people that can help move you to where you want to be. However, if you have more time or more money, you can do some other things. Now, I talk about in that free course that I got my first few clients from Facebook ads, really, really basic Facebook ads, not anything special. And I feel like when I wrote the free course that I was being very basic and general when I talk about that, but now I look back at it and I realize that even what feels to me like it was really basic and really easy might have seemed more advanced maybe than I originally thought. So that's one of the things that I'm going to kind of edit down and make more simple, because I still feel like my original intent, of course, was to get you guys moving. And I have had tons of people tell me that just having me break it down for them in that free course has helped them, has helped them move forward. But I still feel like people get kind of like hung up on those details. Like, I want to do this, but now I can't do a Facebook ad until I do this stuff and all this kind of thing. Now, Celeste is asking a question. This is a great question. Do you register your business? Where I live, I did not have to legally register. Like, I was registered as a sole proprietorship, but I didn't have to do any separate business license or registration just to get a client, just to move forward in getting my first clients. So I'm still talking about just that. Now, in other places, I know that there are different business licensing requirements. My whole point is, I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't matter what state you live in. If you are doing a job for, just if you are working for someone else, if you're providing a service to someone else, if you're doing your first ever job and you don't even know if you want to continue in that career, it doesn't make sense for you to go and spend money on registering all kinds of a fancy business entity, getting an insurance policy, paying a lawyer to get a contract together. I'm talking about just to get started. You can reinvest like your profits from your very first job into some of those things and take the time to research some of those things. But when it comes to just getting your first client, I do not want people to get so hung up on all the legalities and insurance and all that kind of stuff, like just to move forward, to see if you even like the job, because all of that stuff is an investment in a business that if you're not even sure you want to do it yet, why would you pour money towards it? Like, that doesn't make sense. And then you're desperate just to get a client to like recoup your costs, right? So those are some of the things that I just like want to bring back to basics. Like, when you are marketing, it can be very simple. When you are creating your website, it can be very simple, and you can look at it and say, well, to be honest, It's not ideal. Like there's so many things. Like it can be a not ideal logo. It can be a not ideal Instagram page. Like so many people get stuck on like, well, I never want to repost somebody else on Instagram. I want it to always be my own content, but then they never end up posting anything. And my Alexa is talking to me. What I would say is just start your Instagram, start your first 12 posts on your grid and pick people like to repost that like you would really admire their style, and start to have like, you know, your style of your pictures put together. And then after that, start thinking, okay, maybe I can start like taking my own pictures and incorporating them into my feed. It's totally fine. Like you can just post. You give people credit in the post, right? Like people always say, well, I feel bad about like reposting them and not, you know, making sure that they get credit. It's like, yes, give them credit in the post, tag their Instagram handle, tag them in the post, but write a caption that just says, like, oh my gosh, here's what I love about this room. You're not implying that it is your work. And again, it's not ideal, but it's just to get you started. It's just to have something out there. If you don't even have like a website done yet, you can, oh my gosh, Sky said her, Alexa. I'm afraid to say her name because she'll start talking to me again. Just talk to her at the same time. That's so weird. I know, it's like really weird how it's listening to you all the time, right? Anyway, where was I? So you can just get your Instagram started, and then later go back and think about it. Like you don't have to become like a once a day Instagrammer just to have your feed started. Oh, I was gonna say, if you don't even have your website done yet, like put a listing on Find My Organizer. Again, Find My Organizer is not an ideal website. It is ugly. It doesn't work great. You know, you're kind of like, you're just putting yourself out there, right? But it's a shortcut for SEO, because right now you don't have a website that is ranking on page 1 of Google, but Find My Organizer is. Make your free listing, put your Instagram link in there as your website. Okay? It's not ideal, right? You don't have to be perfect just to get started. I'm literally telling you guys how to launch a business this afternoon. Like you could get this done, get yourself out there and get a call and get a client. And if you prove that you can help people by actually helping them, you know, by talking to them on the phone, by going into their home, doing an in-home consultation. I know you guys are like freak out about that all the time. Like, what do I do when I go to a consultation? Well, first of all, you just need to listen to what they tell you. That's step 1. Actually, that's like a lot of it, right? And then be able to, you know, convey, here's how we're going to work together. Okay. Again, you go into the consultation and you feel like, I'm not totally prepared. Nobody feels like that. So again, that's one of those things where nobody feels like they are 100% prepared for all clients ever. Even after you've been doing this for a while, you walk into a new situation and you're like, oh, maybe I'm in over my head, right? So again, you move forward when things are not yet ideal. But this is like for sure one of those industries where there's such an easy entry. There isn't also probably a high turnover of people who are just like, oh, I'm not really interested in putting, you know, the effort in to market myself, you know, so they just get back out of it. Okay. So it's one of those things where it's an easy entry. You have to have the confidence to just keep moving forward, even when it seems like, I don't kind of know what I'm doing. Well, even people who have certifications and things like interior designers, they still have to market themselves and not totally feel like they know what they're doing all the time either. All right. I know somebody said something. Carol said, yes, the nature of being drawn to being an organizer is that we all want the ducks in a row, ready to go. I've learned recently that when someone is interested in the service, you can backtrack a little and put in place some stuff. I have just had to quickly set up a way to take payments so that I don't stress unduly. Yes. So it's amazing, right? The people who are interested in working in this industry, and I'm going to say this in the nicest, most loving way possible, they also really suck at being entrepreneurs, because owning a business is a lot about taking risks and moving forward even when you don't have everything all planned out yet. Okay? Should I repeat that? I don't know if I should repeat that. I'm not really like a big like tough love person, but like I say that again in the free course. So it's not like this would be news to you. Like I have noticed that that's the personality thing that attracts you to doing this and probably to being good at this. And when it comes to running a business, you kind of have to you have to be okay with like ambiguity, not having everything perfect. Shelby said with it being messy. Dana said, I do need to repeat that. Okay, I'm going to tell you, people who are really good at being organized kind of really suck at being like the entrepreneur type, okay? But I think that if you guys learn just a couple, actually, isn't really, I guess it's a learnable skill, or maybe it's just a coachable thing of just like, please keep moving forward even when things are not yet ideal. Like, I know that you have this vision in your head of like how you want things to be and how mainly you want other people to perceive you, okay? You insist on other people perceiving you in a certain way before you perceive yourself that way. Oh, that is worth repeating too, right? So this whole chat, again, Shelby says she needed this. It's back to basics, because the basics are always there even when you get some of the other fancier stuff going, right? You get your insurance, you get your business license, you've had 4 clients, you've had 5 clients, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really good at this. I'm making a lot of money doing this. I got other people who maybe want to work for me. Well, then guess what? You still have a new set of problems, like problems being challenges, right? Like things that you are going to have to kind of sort of figure out when you kind of sort of don't know what you're doing, which is literally what I've done every single day of my life. Like, I'm never not in side hustle mode for some reason. I'm like finally maybe like trying to chill out a little bit and not be thinking of new businesses to start all the time. But anyway, and I want to repeat to you guys too, just in case maybe you're new to me or maybe new to the group and you might be under the very wrong impression that I've been doing this a long time. I have not been doing this a long time. In fact, I think one of my strengths in teaching my business model online is that I have not been doing this a million years. And I'm trying to tell you that there is no shame in starting it as a side business. There is no shame in keeping it as a side business. There's no shame in changing your business to suit you at your stage in your life. Like when people write me and they're like, I was really excited about this, but now I'm pregnant, or now I have a baby, or now, you know, something in their life has changed and they're like, and now I'm nervous about how to, you know, let my clients know, or like change my hours on my website. And I'm like, you know, I love you. And I'm saying this like with so much, I'm like, you can do anything you want to. You have the right to change your business model anytime, okay? You can even try. Package pricing is what I teach. And I do think it's one of the things that makes what I teach work so well, because I really, really understand the type of client that I work with. You can try that. And if you don't like that, you can go back to hourly. Like, you have complete control over your business. But like, I like have such a heart for the people who really, really want to do this, but they're just like so nervous about like so many things, or so concerned about it being the right way. Well, sometimes, I mean, you just try things and you see what happens, and like see who responds and see what direction it takes you. Case in point, I have now been running this group for over 1.5 years, and it is far beyond what I ever thought it was going to be. I try constantly to actually listen to what you guys tell me. And again, kind of like why I'm on this chat today, notice the things that come up repeatedly. And that's kind of what you do with your clients when you're first getting started, is you start to listen to people, you start to listen to people's actual pain points, not just like what you think their pain points might be, and you start to respond to that. So it's always going to be a learning process, always a learning process. So, anyway, I have like a million things I could talk to you about today, but I didn't want to get totally stuck. I didn't want this to be like a super long chat. Celeste said it might be frozen. I don't know. I hope not. But if you guys have not gone to check out that free course in a while, or maybe you need like a refresher, go to proorganizerstudio.com/free-course. Go check it out. I'm going to revise it and edit it soon, and I'm going to put it back on a once a day email, so that when you first sign up for it, you only get one lesson a day, rather than being able to binge on it all at once. So again, if you've been here a while, you haven't seen that at all before, you want to get like, here's my full thoughts on what you need to do to get started, go check that out, please. And then all along the way, of course, you do have this group, and you do have other organizing groups to ask their feedback when you're getting started. But the thing that I wish that I could come in here and tell you, Celeste said, oh, I was so worried. I was like, oh, my video's not working. Don't panic. Celeste said we freeze to take that step and really plunge in. Yeah, totally. So when you guys come and post in the group, first of all, I love it because generally it's, I've taken this action. What do you guys think I should do next? I'm so happy that even that you're taking action, which is amazing. I'm so happy. Also though, I just want you guys to not get hung up on all the steps. Take the feedback, run with it. And again, like somebody said, she totally plans on rebranding in 6 months. Just have that plan and just write some things down. And just say, I will come back to that and I'll make it better. I'll get some more ideas, but it doesn't need to be perfect for me to move forward today, right? But also in this group, and this is just a quick run through of a million things. There is so much content just in this group. If you go into the search box, you can search for your topic and you will find so many past discussions on things like contracts, insurance, business licenses. The things that come up a lot that okay, I can't tell you what to do because things are completely different in different states. It's legal issues that I cannot advise you on. Personal choices based on your business structure. Those kinds of things, I know those come up a lot. You can go back and search, get feedback on different, get feedback from past discussions on those topics. Also, if you go onto YouTube, you can binge watch. You can listen to me and Lainey talk about all kinds of topics. In fact, I think we gave you guys too much because now you're just oh man, I got to go back and I got to catch up on those 40 hours. It's not like that. Those were more like a podcast. It's not like a training class. It was just us talking and answering questions. Dana says the search bar is her best friend. Thank you so much for saying that because I feel like there is so much good stuff in here and we still want it to be amazing. Shelby said those videos are gold mines. Good. I'm so glad that you have discovered that. That's really, I'm really proud of all of that content that is out there because I know it's a lot. We're long-winded people, but I know how hard it is to get started in this business, and I'm sure Lainey and I are probably overwhelming in our own way, but I think that we're both really down to earth and really accessible, and we put a lot of free stuff out there because we know it's hard to get started when you have to pay to even figure out how to get started. So please get back and utilize those. If you haven't noticed yet, if you click the drop down in the description on YouTube, there's actually timestamps for every video. That means you can jump, call me in the middle of this. You can actually jump to the part of the video that you need so that you're not sitting there for an hour and a half listening to an old Facebook Live. You can actually see some of the topics that were covered, jump to that part of the video, move on. Carol said the more content, the better for her because she likes detail and the support is phenomenal. Celeste said it is amazing content. So thankful for the group and your videos. Trust me, it makes my day to hear that. I'm so happy, so proud. So I feel for sure, I know for sure that there's enough free content at Pro Organizer Studio and of course across the rest of the internet if you go hunting to get you started in this business. What you guys need more than anything is push forward, keep moving, keep the motivation going. I will just say, some people ask for a lower cost, really easy way to work with me. If you do want to work with Lainey, she does offer some one-on-one coaching. I put together a really interesting accountability plan for you if you're okay, I don't need to hear Jen teach me anything else. I just maybe need that little push forward. I have this thing called 1 Minute Coaching. If you go onto our services page, you can find it easily through there, or I have a link at the bottom of our Friday newsletter. And I just launched it a couple weeks ago, so it's brand new. It's called 1 Minute Coaching, and it literally is $99 for an entire year. And it's you talking to me, not you listening more to me because you are sick of listening to me, but it's you talking to me and you updating me every Monday, every Friday. What are you going to get done this week? Friday, what did you get done this week? It's just simple accountability. I'm not coaching you back. I'm not writing you back, but I am reading everything that you send me, holding that space for you, praying for you, listening to you and knowing who you are, watching for your success, cheering for you. I'm really, really good at that. So it's the most accessible, simple way to work with me if you don't want to do the course yet, can't afford any one-on-one services. Although we do have, if you guys are getting stuck and we're talking about more long down the road, not long down the road, but if you are the type of person who's like, I'm either going to pay somebody to do a website or I'm never going to do one, come to us because we work with professional organizers. Emma is my web designer. She's fantastic. And she does this full time now, actually. So she's available and she's incredible. So come to us if you need help with those service type of things. But other than that, what you really need, everybody just needs a little bit of, just a little pinch of tough love to keep you moving forward. So if you want more of that, I have the 1-minute coaching program. If you just need a refresher on the basics, go to the free course before I change it and edit it to make it even more simple. Again, that's to hopefully help you guys not be so overwhelmed. Just want to keep it real always. Keep it simple. Keep you guys moving forward. Lainey and I, we love this group. We love supporting you guys. We love all the new people who find us, and we share your enthusiasm because we remember exactly what it was like to get that first client, to get things moving and be like, oh my God, this is really a thing. I cannot believe it. All right, I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. I hope to pop on here again in the future more like on a surprise basis. But it was a good day. I did my hair for another video and I was like, I miss these people and I want to be in there. So ciao. See you guys later.